Now time for our next story, vaccines, or acupuncture for children. On January the 1st, the government's no jab, no pay and no jab, no play legislation comes into effect. Not to be confused with No Way Jose, which is Donald Trump's policy on Mexican immigration. Under these new laws, children won't be allowed to enrol in preschools and parents won't receive some family tax benefits unless their children are vaccinated. Now, these laws will protect children from dangerous diseases, but anti-vaxxers disagree. Like the vaccines themselves, anti-vaxxers can be pricks. They also make ridiculous claims, like this one, that vaccines are a gateway drug to heroin. Because that's how it starts, guys. Doctor, that polio vaccine was good, but what have you got to mellow me out, doctor? Anti-vaxxers have made even more outrageous claims than that. Meet natural medicine doctor Vera Scheibner. Now, Vera's terrible medical advice is only matched by her terrible fashion advice. Who wears a turtleneck with a gold chain? Only Puff Daddy can pull that off. Now, Vera is not alone. She is joined by her trusty sidekick, Bronwyn Hancock, who offers this advice.
Going through a disease is like us getting exercise. This is one of the reasons why it's good to get rubella as soon as possible.
Yeah, rubella is like exercise. Don't waste your money on expensive gym memberships. Just get rubella. And you can truly see the respect that Vera has for Bronwyn.
Don't answer things that you don't know enough about, okay? Just don't answer them. You were drowning. So let's call spade a spade.
That was brutal. In Bratislava, we call a spade, and we call rubella exercise. Now, Vera and Bronwyn are not the only anti-vaxxers spreading this dangerous misinformation. Anti-vaxxer Stephanie Messenger wrote a book called Melanie's Marvellous Measles, which claims to educate children on the benefits of having measles. And just in time for Christmas, Stephanie Messenger is releasing Emily's Excellent Ebola. Now, in Australia, there is a vocal group of anti-vaxxers called the Australian Vaccination Skeptics Network, who spread false information the way their children spread preventable disease. For example, that vaccines cause autism. Now, this claim was first made by Andrew Wakefield in 1998, who was struck off the medical register for falsifying his research. His research was so unprofessional that he paid children at his son's birthday party £5 for blood samples. Not only is Andrew Wakefield a terrible doctor, he does not know how to host a children's birthday party. Hey, son, can we invite Darren along? I need someone who's B positive. All right, kids, now we're going to play pin the tail on the donkey with a bit of a twist. So put on these blindfolds, hold out your arms and keep still. Now, despite Wakefield's study being totally discredited, some anti-vaxxers still believe it, like model Jenny McCarthy. McCarthy is best known as the ex-wife of Jim Carrey, and I instinctively don't trust her judgment. McCarthy claims that vaccines caused her son to develop autism, but she then cured his autism.
Recovered from autism, like thousands of other kids that are doing it, following biomedical treatment, which is basically changing the diet, giving vitamins and supplements.
Changing the diet and taking more vitamins. Is she talking about curing autism or getting Beachbody ready for summer? And McCarthy's not the only one telling people vaccines can be dangerous. Here is writer Sarah Wilson on Sunrise.
I mean, I'm not going to take a stance on this myself because I don't know fully, but the research is not conclusive.
Now, Sarah Wilson used to be the editor of Cosmopolitan magazine. She is not qualified to talk about vaccines. She's only qualified to talk about 50 sex tips, or 52 sex tips, or 60 sex tips. I've got a great sex tip. Only do it with people who are vaccinated. Unfortunately, when the no-jab laws come into effect, they will include a religious exemption that could be exploited by anti-vaxxers. Remember Stephanie Messenger, you know, the author of Helen's Happy Herpes? Well, she and the Australian Vaccination Skeptics Network already tried to exploit this exemption by creating a new religion called the Church of Conscious Living, and then wrote a newsletter to their members saying, "We have decided to create a religion so we can claim religious exemption." If you want people to believe this is a real religion, don't call it a religion. And they didn't go to much effort to create this church. All they did was set up a website and design this logo. In the past, to start a religion, you had to sacrifice yourself on a cross. Today, all you need is Wi-Fi and some clip art. The only way in which the Church of Conscious Living resembles a real church is the fact that they ask people for money. Now, $25 might not sound like a lot of money. Well, it might sound like a lot of money, but you know what? They throw in whooping cough for free, so don't worry. Now, fortunately, the Church of Conscious Living is not exempt from the no-jab laws. The only religious exemption to the laws is for the Church of Christian Science, which teaches that disease is an illusion that can be cured by prayer alone. Now, Christian Science is an oxymoron like healthy smoker, or energetic vegan, or classy Kyle Sanderlands, you know? Now, some anti-vaxxers might try and join the Church of Christian Science to avoid the no-jab laws. There are about 1,400 Christian scientists in Australia and many more in America. They made headlines in the US when they built a church in Illinois and didn't realise that it looks like this from above. Now, the motto for that church is Rising Up, and it was erected in a town called Dixon. Now, if you do attend that church, don't park on the north side in case there is a warm breeze that arouses the building. Now, what's the message to take from all this, though? Firstly, don't believe the misinformation spread by anti-vaxxers. Vaccines do prevent disease. Secondly, the no-jab laws are a good initiative, but they shouldn't have any religious exemption. Christian scientists and any anti-vaxxers who try to join them shouldn't be allowed to endanger their children just because they can't see the obvious, that vaccines are safe. And this looks like a penis.